Welcome back to Alpha Centauri. Here we are. There. Okay, that was weird. 2181, ready to go.
Turn complete.
Oh my gosh! The turn complete. And the Lao peacekeeper people got merchant exchange. Interesting principle. Certainly some of this could be true. I don't know. We don't know exactly what the future's like. Idea Channel posted or posited something about the post-scarcity economy, which would remove some of that, but...
Enemy project initiated.
now that I'm not sure I like. I kind of want that one, because it's nice, but... Oh, but then again, we can try, but I'm not sure we'll get it if they're redirecting efforts, just because they have more minerals
The
to throw.
genetic code does not and cannot specify the nature and position of every capillary in the body or every neuron in the brain. What it can do is describe the underlying fractal pattern which creates them. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, Nonlinear Genetics.
Alright, well, secret projects aside, we finally got this tech that we've been looking for. It's a pretty nice one, because we get to finally start doing some extra growing. Now, this doesn't actually help too many bases right away, but it is useful because as we grow our bases, we're going to run into more and more of this. Although, of course, looking at this, I don't see that many rainy squares, but that's okay. It's still really useful. Sparta Command, for example, is going to be able to grow a lot faster now because it's got those extra 2 nutrients. Research Hospital, that's also pretty useful. Here's the flavor text. You'll notice it. I'll scroll down in a moment. This also lets us get synthetic fossil fuels, bioengineering, ecological engineering. Now, we don't need ecological engineering as much as we used to. This was taken care of by the weather paradigm. And synthetic fossil fuels, that is the, that's missile launchers. So, pretty nifty. We did need, if you remember, we needed ethical calculus for this, just so that we could make sure that when we started gene splicing, we were doing so in an ethical and responsible manner. What should we go for next? Good question. We could go all the way up for something advanced like synthetic fossil fuels or Centauri empathy. Or we could stick back with this. We don't actually have these yet.
Terraform complete.
And it will research a lot faster than the other one will. Although I say a lot faster doesn't mean a lot faster. I am 42 years. We're gonna have to up that. We're gonna have to up that.
Indigenous life form.
Oh. So why are we running into that problem anyways? Well, it's because of the planned economics. This inefficiency means that we don't have a whole lot of, well, energy being pushed at anything. What can we do about that? Good question. We can reduce our efficiency back to regular, well, increase our efficiency back to regular, in exchange for some minerals, which probably offsets the amount of industry stuff. So together, this probably shouldn't change a whole lot, but does let us grow a little better. So let's go ahead and do that. And now let's take a look at how things are going. Okay. So we have to support another person now. Oops, sorry. We have to support another person now, so that means we have fewer minerals available. But notice that the growth has been reduced by a lot, and we're getting 3 nutrients from these things, so we're actually looking at doing all right for now. We could hurry this along if we wanted to. Let's see, that's what, 5, 3, so that's 8. We only need to get rid of those 3.
Request confirmation.
Oh, Let's try paying 7. See what happens. Ah, I never quite get it right. Oh well. Other bases. 5 turns for that, no big deal. But we're using a lot. If we could get rid of a couple of these, that'd be nice, because then we could, build that secret project. Right now, 75 turns at 4. This guy's working at 5, and he's looking at 60 turns. So, yeah, we're probably not going to get that. Oh well. We have a trick up our sleeve. We are the military faction after all.
Pod recovered.
Ooh! That's useful. Solar. And this guy will come down here. And Bob, I think that's Bob, is going to wait.
Production complete.
We have new formers. They're going over this way, to one of these squares. Which one? I want to level out these squares here so that we have room to put a base there. We need to level out squares over here so we have room to put a base there too. Putting a guy here creates 2 squares of overlap. Putting him here creates no squares of overlap, but we do lose these 2. That's the only difference. And you may say, well, it's better to lose some than to overlap. You might disagree. I think this has some better... No, it's not... Neither one is going to get that. But I think this has a little bit better prospects just because these squares aren't terribly useful. I mean, I could put a solar collector there, and I don't know, I'd have to remove fungus there first anyways, so let's bring him over here. Build a mine. Activate this guy and have him move out onto this new land. What could be here? Well, okay, it's kind of small, but we knew that. He's going to follow, because it won't take very long.
Pod recovered.
Oh, noes! Never mind then. No noes! Ooh. It's not very good at all. Run away! Not that running away will do us much good. And Bob will heal. We have the base bonus, that's why we're okay. Oh, monolith is silent. Let's come down here and wait for the new guy.
Complete.
Yay!
Terraform complete.
Bases, yo! It's what for dinner. By the way, I completely forgot to take a look at this. Remember when we switched our thing over to efficiency? We reduced our step down to 32 turns. So yes, yeah. 28 more turns for this guy. What on earth could we do about that? Good question. Well, first of all, we've got to get rid of inefficiency. Like, look at this. It's crazy. We're not going to do that, though, until we build that children's creche, which is going to take a little while. If I take this guy over, oh, 2-1. It's not a lot, but it helps out a little bit. But we don't grow as easily. Quickly. Here we grow at 7 turns. 12, 16. Not a big difference. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Micromanagement. Yo. Build a road for no particular reason. No, actually there is a reason.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Yay, we have a thing. This thing is going to go up here. Because it can. Exactly, something like that. Alright, so we're producing quite a bit. You'll notice, by the way, that when we built this mine, we lost a unit of nutrients. That happens. It's kind of unavoidable. So, just keep that in consideration. Minerals at the cost of nutrients and all that. We are running into the mineral limit, though. We're probably not going to get a whole lot more. We'll get 1, 2, 3, and maybe some more of this fungus. The fungus is very iffy. Who knows what will happen there. So what we might want to do is we might want to start planting forests. That could be really useful and really helpful for us.
Terraform complete.
But first I want to get that nutrient resources. The new monolith. Let's go ahead and move over. And this guy can,
Invalid command.
well, he'll have to wait till next turn.
Turn
Yeah.
complete.
Boats can't go on land, by the way. Imagine that.
Pod recovered.
Huzzah! We've built formers at one of the smaller bases.
Pod recovered.
And a tidal wave. Let's see if this takes us, a good 5 squares away this time. Wow. Well, I guess it gave us...
Pod recovered.
What? Okay. This is getting a little silly. Oh, man. Watch out. That was so far away. Whatever. Alright. So, underscore is the leveling, or you can come in here to terraform. And it says terraform level, underscore. That's not hyphen. That's an actual underscore. So, that's the shift hyphen for those of you who are... Look, a farm! Or, well, we're going to build one. And over there, we're finally going to increase nutrient production and other things.
Pod recovered.
Ooh, yummy. Alright, this guy is going to go back.
Pod recovered. Nutrient resources.
Yes! A children's crush next turn. Awesome. Let's let him sit there. Okay, so. Now, the children's crush at Sparta command does not show the inefficiency. Sparta command's right here. Its inefficiency is going to be very, very low because the headquarters is right here. Inefficiency, well, one of the variables that determines inefficiency is distance from one base to another. The distance, well, I should say distance from one base to the headquarters. The distance here to the headquarters is 0. The headquarters is right here. But this will do some other things. This will make sure that we don't have as that we can grow a little bit, and it'll also make sure that any new units that come out are a little more moraleful. Moraleful? Meh. They're a little better off than they would have been.
Proper care and education for our children remains a cornerstone of our entire colonization effort. Children not only shape our future, they determine in many ways our present. Men and women work harder knowing their children are safe and close at hand. And never forget that, with children present, parents will defend their home to the death. Colonel Corazon Santiago, Planet, a Survivalist's Guide.
Didn't expect that one, did you? What? That's right, Colonel Santiago. The military lady is like, oh yes, we must care for and educate our children to the best of our ability. Because, hey, she's maybe the military lady, but she's smart, which is one reason I like her. Another reason I like her is she's very practical. She's like, nah, enough with you. She's very smart. Yes. Education. Rah! And yes, I am a teacher, so maybe I'm a little biased. But you know what? Deal with it. What up? Alright, so a little extra help on the growth meter. We're up to 11 turns now. If we want to see exactly what it does, we can consult the data links here. So the base receives a +2 on the growth scale and a +2 on efficiency scale. All negative morale effects are cancelled for units in the base square. Instead, each such units receive a +1 morale modifier, and it makes us harder to mind control. At this point, I'm going to get a little technical and explain the growth and efficiency. So I'll start with efficiency. So efficiency, there's this nice scale right here that doesn't, tell you anything, right? Because you're like, oh, so the base got up from 0 to 2? What's that mean? Come over here to advanced concepts and look at inefficiency. Aha! See, this is what it should really link to. This is the real secret here. So the formula used to compute the energy lost in efficiency by a base is the amount of inefficiency, the amount of energy, is equal to the amount of energy produced times the distance between headquarters base. And if you have no headquarters at the moment, it's 16. So the Sparta command has 0. So at the moment, there's no inefficiency at all because right here, distance is 0. So energy times distance is just 0. 0 divided by anything is still 0. So for Sparta command, this, the children's crash didn't help this at all because it's 0. But divided by the quantity 64 minus the quantity 4 times minus efficiency times 8. Basically, if your efficiency is at maximum, the paradigm economy, so to speak, then this 4 times efficiency turns into 0. 0 times 8 is 0, and so this is just divided by 64. So you have energy divided by 64 for Sparta command, but I mean that's 0, even if it's only 1 away. So, and you want the denominator to be big, is the idea. If the efficiency were actually negative, then you'd be increasing this. So Sparta commands down here, we have a, well, no, it doesn't have a 4, but if we did have a 4, and we had a children's creche, then this would actually be 4 minus 6, negative 2, times 8 would be negative 16, minus, so this would be 64 plus 16, that's 80. So that's even better. Now, it's not amazing, but notice down here, if the denominator reaches 0, in other words, divide by 0 error, all energy is lost in efficiency. So don't let that happen. That happens like if this were to be really bad. If this was minus 4, it's just ridiculous. Because of 4 minus 4 is like, you can see that. Let's see, the other thing that it gave us, oh yeah, so there's a bureaucracy thing. Growth. Base receives +2 on the growth scale. Doesn't explain much, but you can come over here and take a look at nutrients, and that's kind of helpful. Really, what happens is that it makes the base take fewer columns to grow. So, oh, hold on. First, we have to change this because the base needs orders. I can give it stockpile energy, but I should give it some real orders. Let's see. We'll start with there, because why not? We don't need anything else. Well, actually, you know what? We could use a colony pod. And then this. All right.
Production complete.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows there. Because of the children's creche, we have fewer rows in the nutrients column there. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, not rows, columns. And even here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the better your growth, the better your nutrients. It's cool beans. These guys have formers. What on earth shall they do? Let's take a look. Obviously, we can farm this area. I actually might level this to get a few extra nutrients because I've got 2 rocky areas up here and everything else is, well, 3 rocky areas. 1, 2, 3 rocky areas. Everything else is rolling. We're going to get some minerals. They won't be amazing, but we'll get some. So 1, 2, 3 mines. I can level that one out and make it a farm. It'll be more useful that way. We're already using these, and because we have the genetic thingamajigger, gene splicing, let's go ahead and put a big guy there, a farm. Since we're on a river, we can get out there more easily, because rivers and roads reduce your movement. They reduce the amount of stuff you take. No, sorry. They reduce the amount each square takes by 1/3. Or in other words, they multiply your movement by 3. So that's nice. And a solar collector right here. Should get a lot of energy there. The transport foil, in the meantime, is going to head back home. And the ship will wander around, and Bob will heal.
Turn complete.
That's all Bob does these days. Ah! Hercules, Alpha Centauri B, hold on, is approaching perihelion. For the next 20 years, we expect native life activity to increase dramatically. So, because there's a special solar thingy happening, the next 20 years is like, rah, more mind worms, which is bad because I wanted to go down this way, and maybe he probably shouldn't do that. Maybe he should probably get back to base. And we will explore more later. Wow, he grew to size 6. Huh. I am tempted. The higher your base size, the more rows you have, but the columns is determined by your growth. If I were to put him here, you get 9, 34 turns. I want to start it, but I don't know. I guess there's no harm. Well, we'll lose a couple minerals to starting it. We'll give it a go and see how it goes. I have my doubts, though, but it's worth a shot. We should get back over here and put farms or forests down. One or the other. This guy, I'm tempted to upgrade him, but that would be silly. Let's not bother with that. We'll simply shift hold him again,
Terraform complete.
in case he's ever needed in the future. Let's avoid the fungus.
Indigenous life form.
Man, we're just not...
Turret
This
complete.
boat, I don't know. Again, just try to stay out of fungus, I guess. Alright, big farms. 4! 10? 15. Oh, that's huge. But I like the nutrient bonus. It's enormously big. So let's do that, and we'll put a solar collector there, of course. Over here, since we've got these, we're either going to start getting rid of the fungus or just putting some sensors in there. I think sensor first, and then we'll start getting rid of it.
Terraform complete.
Somebody did something. Oh, he built a farm. How's it going? 4! And inefficiency. He's not even that far away from the base, really. Really. It's fine. Oh well, shift hold. And he's going to come back home. And he's going to come down here.
Pod recovered.
Ah! Not what I wanted.
Turret complete. Project initiated.
Okay, so Sparta built the colony pod, and they started the project. We'll see how far they get. I have my doubts, but we'll see. You shouldn't be so doubtful. Also, I want to move my cursor here, just to see how long it's going to take. 2 turns, which means that guy's going to just stuck waiting for a little bit. Oh, well. Let's put a solar panel there. We'll get a couple things out of it, at least. Something, right? And over here... Whoa! Whoa! I wondered how we finished that so quickly. Wow, look at that. So, building a mine is super useful. And guess what? So are building roads on top of mines. 7 is ridiculous. That's the... I mean, you can get bigger, but I think that's actually the largest minerals you can get. I don't think it's possible to have more minerals. Don't know. Now, what we could do is, see, right now, the base is set up like this. So we're getting, 1, 1, we only are getting 1 extra thing, and we're at 9. Instead, we could be a little bit more efficient about this. We're still at 1, the minerals is still at 9, but the energy goes up because we're getting more energy. So this is a much smarter deal, even though the game doesn't think so, but you know what, the game's not always right. So it's worth it sometimes to sit and play around with this. There's a technology to discover, I have a feeling it's probably ecological engineering, but there's a technology that does get rid of the limitation here. The only reason the limitation's gone here is because this is mineral resources, so yeah. Where should this guy go? Well, I kind of wanted him to go over there. But let's expand out this way a little bit. I've got a little bit of time left on the video. We could send him right here, but there's a lot of fungus still. It's open. If we come up here, both of the best spots are taken either by rocks or fungus. And this is the problem with the thing we selected at the beginning. Lots or very little erosion means there's lots of rocks around, and you have to send formers out to prepare the way for your bases first. Let's look down here. This is also not a very suitable location, but if I want to put a base here, where should I best put a base down here? Well, this is not a bad spot, but it will have some overlap. A better spot would be right here, but that is, of course, fungicide. So I guess, for now, we'll put it there and hope he survives. That's kind of terrible. Oh well.
Terraform complete.
Actually, we've got a guy coming to help out. No big deal.
Turret complete. Indigenous life form.
Alrighty, so Jim, I think was that Jim? That was Jim, right? Jim has found another Isle of the Deep, and unless we get lucky, we'll probably die out there. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Janissary Rock is actually doing quite well. I've kind of been ignoring him, you know? But he's all the way up to growth 4. He still doesn't have a whole lot of minerals. That's disappointing, I suppose. But look at this. We got a lot of energy going. Not as much as we have minerals in the other place, of course, but a lot anyways. Down here, we're losing a lot of it to efficiency, but you know, whatever. That's all we can do until we get that Children's Crash Belt. Rah! Yeah. Actually, I want to look at something. Huh. Grumble. Again, not much to be done.
Terraform complete.
Still, we'll send him over to work on the farm, I suppose. And we'll start building farms around there. I think we're going to forestize this region. Now, forests do have to be tricky. They do spread, but that's okay. We'll manage. And this guy, yay! Where'd the... Oh, there they are. Okay. Terraform complete. All right, we'll end today's episode by building a base. Halls of Discipline. Discipline. Yes, I say. And expanding territory. Founded in 2193. I say. Lovely year. Notice, because of our support score, because it's down to -2 now, we don't get any free minerals for a new base. We've got to build this guy by scrap. That's unfortunate, but we do have people that can help out a little bit. Also, we're going to insert recycling tanks and their own formers and a children's crash and then a network node and then probably a colony pod and then I don't know. We'll see what happens when they get there. I don't like leaving it on a unit, but here we can always say stockpile energy. I thought this turn would be a lot shorter. There we go. Now we're running into it.
Mineral resources.
Alright, so some more mineral resources. Looks like this might be a fairly decent size of land. There's a good chance somebody's down here, which means we probably want to watch out for that carefully. Very carefully indeed. One of the new things that we send out here needs to come down this way and get some of this business. In fact, there's almost space for 2. Almost. We could also lower the land, get a sea former out here and lower the land to make it a proper island. I don't know if I like that. We need to build some more formers, get some like other things going on to reduce squares where we want bases. The formers that were here are going to go over this way next, I think. But in the meantime, we can send one of these scout rovers over next time to stay over here and protect these guys, basically. Actually, you know what? We've got somebody here who could do that. And he could get there pretty quickly because of this river. Oh, he'll get there next turn. That's okay. As long as they're not attacked, he can get there next turn. Okay, so with that said, that's all for today. We've got some, just regular old progress going. A little bit of inefficiency in our base design, but not too bad. No overlap, or at least not much. So not too bad. We're doing good. We're going to start building roads. We're going to start getting things going over here. All sorts of fun stuff. And see if we can't etch this a little closer. I'm still not confident about that. We'll get there when we get there. So that's all for today. Until next time, don't catch on fire.